Hello to you and your homegirls. Bareface Chris here, like usual. Today we're doing something different. I know you guys have been hearing me complain about my eyebrows. Today I'm going to clean the eyebrows up on camera. I'm going to show the girlies with crazy eyebrows like myself how to do it. These are a couple of the things you're going to need. You're going to need more, but I never come fully prepared. You're going to need an eyebrow brush. This one is a duo end. I got a spoolie and I got an angle brush on the other end. If you have like a brush comb thing, get that out. This is Nair face cream. I get this from Amazon. Do not use the real Nair on your face, please and thank you. You're also going to need an eyebrow pencil, preferably a very precise one, but it really doesn't matter. You can grab your least favorite eyebrow pencil. You just need this for direction on what the shaping of your brow, number one, and which hairs we're going to remove. I cannot wait to clean my brows up. I was about to do my makeup and I was like, I know I'm going to complain about my eyebrows being a mess, so let me do this. And Avi, you're going to need tweezers. Because I have ADHD, I have 3. And you're going to need a little palette. All of mine are dirty, so I'm using this ABH highlighter. And you're also going to need a mirror. I have a mirror in front of me. My eyebrows are such a mess. They are reminding me of, is it the Beast? Is that his name from X-Men? They're just out of pocket. All right, first you're going to take the spoolie and you are going to brush the hairs up. Brush them all up. I always keep me doing my brows in my videos. Brows are so personal. We all have different brows. You know, this is really for girls that have a lot of brows or bushy, crazy, ridiculous brows like me. But definitely, I think this can work for everyone. We all need to clean up our brows. I then am going to reach for the eyebrow pencil. And, oh, please let me be in frame for this. Am I? Yes, I am. I'm going to do a clean line on the underside of my brow. And what I'm doing here is ideally, if my brows were snatched and clean and I just came from the salon, what would they look like? Now, this is what I do when I'm wearing makeup. I try to, make it look like a fresh, clean brow. But here, this is going to be our stencil of what hair to remove. All hair underneath this line, this clean, ideal, perfect brow line, is underneath this line is going to be removed with Nair. So I'm taking the spoolie and I'm pulling down the excess hair. Look, it's just, girl. I've always had extremely bushy eyebrows. I used to be, as a child of the 90s, I used to be really self-conscious about it. My mom used to clean up my brows for me when I was younger. And then as I got older, I got very dependent on like the nail shops and stuff to do it for me. I'm going to do this on the second eye too. Now, I advise doing this in front of a big mirror and looking straight on so that you can get your brows even. We always say brows are sisters, not twins, but do your best. Don't do lopsided brows. Attempt to get them to be identical. You can try. So, yeah. As I got older, I started going to the shops. And, when you go to the shops, I'm very particular and I know what I want. I know what I like. And it's always 50-50 whether the person who's doing your brows is going to get it right themselves. So, once 2020 came around and we just got into sorry for being out of frame, I'm doing the same thing that I did to the first eye, just brushing down the excess hair. Once we got in our DIY bags, I really became very determined in doing services at home, doing services for myself. So now I'm pulling out the Nair, and I'm gonna pump some out onto my palette, in quotes, and just dump some out onto my little palette, and I'm gonna have a bit on there, and I'm gonna dip my brush into that to apply to the underside of this liner. I hope this helps because, again, I don't want us dependent on having to go to the salons, and it's just so much more comfortable to do this. I do procrastinate doing this because, it takes a lot of focus and it can be time consuming. It took me about half an hour to do this, but it's better than getting in my car, going to a salon, paying somebody to do this very, small task. Sorry, I'm out of frame, but all I'm doing is, I'm better in frame now. I'm just using my stencil to apply my Nair. Anything under my eyeliner line gets a nice little coating of Nair. And I'm going to let the Nair sit there and percolate, and then we will remove. I'm applying Nair to the underside of both brows, and again, I'm going to let it cook for a minute. I'm just so grateful that bushy brows came back around because the thin eyebrows of the 90s and the 2000s, honey, boy, was I self-conscious. To remove the Nair, you can use either Q-tips or tissue or paper towel or like a wash rag or, whatever you see fit. I like the Q-tips, but sometimes I'll go for a damp paper towel. So I'm just sitting here letting it cook. I'm watching TV. I'm watching a movie. While this cooks, I wanted to mention that I like this method because I'm not good at self-inflicted pain. So waxing on my own, even like the tweezing bothers me. I mention all the time I kind of have sensory issues. So I like this method because it's just easy. It's you're less likely to make an error or hurt yourself or burn yourself, even though you can burn yourself with Nair. I'm very comfortable with Nair. I've been using Nair since I was a teenager. I just like this method. It's easy and there's not a lot of room for error here. I don't know. If anybody knows an easy wax, or a wax that doesn't hurt, let me know. I would never be able to wax myself for real. I will go do that in waxing salons and stuff like that. If you clean up your brows at home, let me know how you do it. Do you just pluck? Do you do this method? Do you use a wax? Or do you go to the salon? Let me know. This is me being weird. All right, once I feel I'm cooked enough, I'm going to grab a Q-tip. I'm going to hold the forehead eyebrow taut, and I'm going to apply pressure, a good amount of pressure to the area where the hair is, and actually to actually remove the hair from the face. Maybe going against the grain would be better. I kind of like to do back and forth, but this is actually the cleanest that I've ever got it. I think I'm just getting better since I've been doing it for so long, but you really got to apply that pressure and kind of actually get it off. And for how long to keep it on, for me, it's a vibes thing. I kind of know when I feel it's been on there for a little too long, and it's kind of like a relaxer. You can see your hair is giving in and like just getting relaxed. So yeah, look at that, baby. That's clean. That's one of, or the cleanest I've ever got it on the first try. I usually have to go kind of like 2 or 3 times to actually get it how I actually want to get it. She's pretty clean. She's good. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Same exact method for the other side, taking off the excess. And once that's done, we're going to assess both eyes and see what's going on. All right, so now I'm looking straight on. Obviously, one is eating way harder than the other. I'm going to end up fixing it, but you know, you kind of got to assess the situation, see what's going on, and keep it pushing. I'm going to start tweezing though. So once I get all the excess hair removed, I like these little slanted tweezers. Then whatever I wasn't able to remove with the Q-tip and the Nair, there's going to be some stray hairs, and, you know, pluck those away. After a bit of plucking, I'm going to go back into the Nair and I'm going to kind of catch my unibrow. I don't have a unibrow. I'm just really just wanting to square off the front of my brow and, you know, adding a little bit of Nair in the center of the face to do that. Now, don't be as heavy-handed as you were with the brows. This is a very sensitive, or for me at least, this is a very sensitive area of the face. And while that cooks, I'm going to continue on my plucking journey. After a little bit of that, I'm going to take a paper towel and remove the Nair from the center of my face. I've ruined my eyebrows this way before, like removing too much from the front of the brow. I will say be very gentle with the front of your brows because that's how you end up looking jacked. All right, now that's done, I'm going to assess and we're going to move on to the upper brow, to the top part of the brow. I see what's going on. Obviously, I really like, you know, the good side. But what we're going to do for the top is we're going to brush each eyebrow up, all the way up to the sky like we did at first. Once they're all brushed up, I'm then going to slick them down, kind of like I would when I'm doing my brows while I'm doing my makeup. I'm just across the top, just laying them down. I have long brow hairs, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trim the brow hairs. I'm going to use the eyebrow pencil to trace this quote unquote perfect shape that I have going on. So I'm going to trace the top of the brow. I do that for both eyes, and then I look back and assess. And then we are going to, now that we have this line at the top of the brow, assessing, we're going to brush the brow hairs up again. You're going to need an eyebrow scissor for this. I forgot mine. I had to go get it. This is mine. I got it from the Dollar Tree. If you watch my declutter, I kind of decluttered it from my little eye area, so I had to go get it. Taking my spoolie and brushing the brow hairs up. I'm taking the excess Nair off of my bristle here. Okay, brushing the hairs up. Now with that line there, you're going to be able to see where your trimming should stop. Sorry if you hear my neighbor's dog. Ignore it. His name is Bronxy. He gets anxious when he's left by himself. And is this my dishwasher now? It's always something. Jesus. So now I'm plucking, but I'm just saying brush the hairs up, and because of the line, you'll be able to see where you're supposed to trim at. I went and turned on my light so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm like a vampire that like doesn't ever turn the lights on in my house. Okay, now I'm going to start trimming with my little eyebrow scissor, I take the comb part out. I feel like it gets in my way. And as you can see, because of that line, I see where I am supposed to cut. And if you're scissor happy, I'm a very scissor happy person, you can really get yourself in trouble here. Just cut where the line is. Don't do the most. I do the most because I have very bushy eyebrows and I'm like, get gone. I'm even gonna cut a little chunk out here because I got a little too scissor happy, but it's nothing that a little NYX lift and snatch can't fix. There it is. There's that chunk. See? I do the most. Again, it's brows. It'll grow back. My brows grow so fast. They get crazy. So I'm just saying, use me as an example. Do not get scissor happy. All right, I continue to trim and do that for both eyes. I learned my lesson on the second brow, and don't get overzealous. All right, once I'm all trimmed up, I realized that this right eye is way thicker. I left too much hair on there. So I'm gonna take a little bit more off of the bottom of the brow. I'm going back into my nair and, you know, just doing the same thing I did. I'm out of frame, so there you go. Just the same thing I did at first. I haven't removed my eyebrow pencil drawing yet, so I still see what's going on. I still have that stencil, so I'm just gonna take it up a little bit. Since I'm just trying to match here, I'm not going all the way out to the tail. I'm just trying to bring it up a little bit in the front and, you know, letting it cook again and attempting to have it match the left eye, which is eating the girls down. Same thing. Once I feel like I'm done cooking, I'm gonna hold my forehead with pressure. Here I'm going against the grain and getting rid of that. Bye, girl. Bye, Felicia. You can go. Yeah. All right, after a bit more assessing, plucking, we're done. And I'm gonna grab my makeup wipes and I'm just gonna wipe off the eyebrow pencil from my eyebrows. Once you get the eyebrow pencil off, you can really see, like, you're pretty much done. You can really see if you did what you were supposed to do. And this is where you can get the extra hairs that you didn't get and finish it off. All right, we come to a close. And I did that. I love it. They look great to me. I mean, can I improve? Yes. I have two very different sides of my face. It's always like that. I have a good eye, I have a bad eye, I have a good side, I have a bad side. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you can do it too. Bye.